Hello everyone. I think we could actually look at the Vandas we have today. I do have that small one which I bought just um yeah this month. It's last month because I'm going to show you this to you on September, but now it's still August. So I haven't checked that one yet. Might actually do take a break and check that and give you all the information of that as well. But let's start with. So I don't have that many Vandacious orchids. That's just because I'm just getting into them. I wasn't sure how I'm able to take care of them, and I just wanted to try some first and then look if I'm able to actually do well with them. I have one which is Vandacious cross with Phalaenopsis, but I'm not sure about the Vandacious. Is it Vandacious? Is it reclassified into Phalaenopsis or something like that? So I left it out and keep it with the Phalaenopsis when I'm giving you the start with the Phalaenopsis. But yeah, well, presenting to you the Phalaenopsis. So let's start. Whoopsie daisy. So as you can see, I have potted them up and quite deep pots. The bark is really big. I do have some moss and some smaller barks in between. As you can see, this is really wrinkly and dehydrated. It's not as bad as it used to be, so yeah. So this is Vanda coerulea or coerulea or something like that. Don't actually know how to pronounce that. Coerulea is the common one which I have heard, and I'll stick with that. Even though I feel like that's French, but yeah, it's just me. I have old brains and cannot even pronounce it correctly. But yeah, so this is the blue variety. So I guess if it says like that and there's the extra blue, it might be really blue. So let's see how it is. I bought this in 2019 from Orchids. And as you can see, it's really small. I'll try to see if I can find the picture of it. First, it came to me from Carson. It was looking really nice. Nothing wrong with it. It had good root system. I just messed up with this one. I didn't know how to take care of it, so it got a bit too dry here in Finland. So the thing was, first I took off the little basket it had. I took it off at the wrong time. It didn't have it was growing new roots, but for some odd reason, because it was already dehydrated, I just set it back even worse. So the problem was that in my environment, Vandas need potting, or they have to be in glass vases. That's the common one which I have seen the Finnish people do in my orchid society, and they are blooming their Vandas perfectly. So if you're living here up north, consider these as your go-to way of growing it. Now so after all these huge hiccups and all, I managed to somehow, I don't know, maybe it just aborted the newest leaf. It had like this one, and there was supposed to come something out of this end, and there's still some remnants of that leaf. So I thought that I lost the growing tip. So I was like, oh great, yes, more things going wrong with my Vanda. So I don't know what's it doing now. I don't know if you can actually see that welled out thing in there, but it looks like it has two growing tips, but it's not looking like yeah, now you can see. So it's not looking like a leaf. I don't think so. Is it? Are those leaves? Yeah, I'll bring it closer and try to get it to focus on this. Okay, what do you think? What are those? Because there is two of those kind of odd things growing from the center. I don't know what's it doing, but honestly it's growing, so I'm happy. It actually needs a little bit water this time. And then there's this. I'm assuming it's a new growth. I don't know what it is doing, but that's something which is growing. Is that a new growth? You who have been growing Vandas before, I'm unable to now get it focused, so hopefully you're able to actually see what it is. I have to take off this hand. And yeah, so it's growing from there. I don't know if maybe it's a new like keiki or something. Really don't know. I haven't been growing Vandas that long that I can tell, but if it's a keiki, it's quite okay. More roots. I'm not going to take it off because what I know, Vandas are usually getting rid of the oldest leaves, so that way it's going to be bare. The bottom half will be bare, so I'm going to grow some keikis in there, so I'm not going to separate if there's something like that. This is the newest root which I have seen on it. I'm not sure if it's like having some more down there. I haven't looked since I reported it into this bark. I think it was the beginning of no, it was late last year, because I got this bark late last year and I decided, because it was going down, it was actually more wrinkly than this one is now. So I thought that I'm going to lose this plant, so I'm quite happy to see some sort of growth. I'm going to actually give it a water a bit now after this. Yeah, but it's yeah. So about the Vanda coerulea. So it's actually interesting Vanda because it's a warm to cool growing. It's found around Assam in India, and it's extending from there, I think, to the eastern western part of China or something similar. I didn't check it that well. Yeah, you can see it now. Ooh, look at this marvelous plant. Okay, and there have been some research done on medical use as an eye drop. I'm not sure if it's like the Chinese medicine or is it like but I think this eye drop thing was in India. They have been doing this research. So the flower juice is used as an eye drop for some sort of like ailments of diseases of eye or something. I don't want to go too deep to that because I'm not a medical student or a doctor or anything like that, and that's Wikipedia knowledge, so please don't take it like truth because it's Wikipedia. So it's just good to know. Go and search for the medical articles if you want to look more. Yeah. Oh, and the flower juice is also using as against aging of the skin. I think there was some research done in 2011. Not sure, but yeah, there you go. Some old knowledge of that, but it's Wikipedia. Don't take my word for it. And this has, well, the temperatures, it was warm to cool growing. So during the summertime, the daytime temperature is around 24, 25. I think it goes down to 18 during the nights. I think that was the reason why I liked so much in my summer, because it's basically the same what you get here in Finland. It might go actually lower during the summertime, but when it's July, it's around 18 if it's like really tropical warmth here. But that's like maybe 1 week of June. Now I mean July. And springtime, it's 27, 29 Celsius during the day, and during the night it had quite, I think it was below 20. and winter time is 22 to 24, and it goes all the way to 7 to 8 degrees during the night time. So when it's like bounced back and it's growing well, I might actually consider keeping it cooler during the nights. But anyway, if it's residing on that windowsill, the south facing, and I'm going to keep it on there, so it's like hanging on the window as a curtain. Not yet a curtain, but soon to be. So it's actually getting quite low in the temperature closer to the window, so that might actually get down to that 10 degrees. So yeah, anyway, it's like hanging there, chilling, doing nothing. Well, doing something. Really don't know what's it doing. And I think it blooms in fall, and some sources says that it needs cool rest in the winter. Don't know, might not need it, but that's something which it gets in nature. Oh, and it's used to really high light in nature, and really like it's like exposed to all the environmental things. Like I'm lost with the word which I'm trying to look for. There is actually a word for it, but it's exposed to sun and wind and rain and everything, so it's really hardy plant. So might explain why it's still alive even though I have been like really horrible plant parent again. But yeah, I'm learning. Okay, let's take the next one. Yeah. So this came to me last fall. I think it was October, November, when we had the our orchid show, yearly orchid show. And I bought it from Orchid from Germany. And so this is the Rhynchostylis gigantea peach. I'm not sure how will I like it, because some says that its scent is really spicy, some says that it smells like pea, for example. So let's see if I'm getting rid of it at some point or it's going to reside in toilet. But yeah, it has a little bit happy sap. It's something which this one does all the time. And Rhynchostylis, it has like 2 different varieties underneath the genus, which the Q is, or some other is like yeah, well, anyway, these are just a variety. So I have the peach and I have the red spots, so they are Rhynchostylis gigantea. So this is a warm and humid climate growing Southeast Asia, really like Philippines and all this, like the lot. So you can imagine how humid environment it does need. It was found in late 19th century. First it was some called Sacolabium or something like that, and later it was reclassified as Rhynchostylis in 19th century, just before the 20th century. And it can tolerate less light than Vandas, but it does like the light as well, and it blooms from January to February according to the sources. Don't know how it does in my care. Will it be ever? So I did differently with this one. I left that you can see that running away. So there is the drill pot, which is plastic. I just left it there. I didn't want to take off because all the roots were like tightly packed against it. So if I would have been ripping it off, I would have done the similar thing as I did with my Vanda coerulea. So I did differently with this one. It has lost like 2-3 leaves after that, after I got it, and I think it could do a little bit of drink again. it's again, I have put it into this bigger bark. There might be some smaller barks, like medium size, mixed with it, just to keep the moisture. It's hanging in this pot up against the windowsill, as with this Vanda as well. Need to think about it later on. Will I like replace it, because it's a bit too cold for these ones, especially during the winter. And the roots are really funny. These came this summer. So when I took this out, and you can see it has gotten some sunburn, it was because I have the sheer curtain. It was leaning against this, as you can see here as well. So the sheer curtain leaned against it, and it burned because of that. So I removed the sheer curtain, and after that it was doing fine. So it's still like bouncing back from coming up into my collection. It's losing this leaf as well, but I'm hoping that it's going to... It had grown during the springtime, it had grown some roots, and I repotted this around March, May, April, and checked how the roots are, because it was losing the leaves. So I wanted to look like, have I done something wrong? And it looked really nice. And yeah, it was bouncing back for some odd reason. It's like my environment wasn't making it that happy. So yeah, that's the new root, and some are underneath. I'm not unable to show you. And there's the second new root. I had to attach it with this cane here, because it was just, every time I was watering it, it was just coming out of the pot, because it didn't have the roots to stick it into the pot. So later, I think it was July, I came up with this wooden stick thing, and now it has been staying there, and I'm not going to take it off because that root is attached to it as well. But yeah, again, some happy zap. I'm not sure if you are able to actually see that, but there's some happy zap, and it's growing new leaf. It started that in July, and yeah. So this is the peach. And then the next one is this one. This is actually funny. I thought that I bought like bigger plants, but I must have put into the basket much smaller than I was thinking. There was like 2 different sizes. So this is Rhynchostylis gigantea red spots. So this new leaf has, I got this again in the Orchid Society. We had the show, so I bought it from there, from Karke. And this leaf has grown with me. It came with these 4 leaves. There was 5th, but I think it just lost the last one. It was potted into this pot, and there was bark in it. Oh yeah, I have slow releasing fertilizers with every one of these. I just changed the media because I wanted to know that there wasn't any snails or anything like that, because I wanted to put it into under the grow light. So now it has grown this new root. I think it was originally somewhere here. It has been growing ever since last year, and there's the root again. So it has this one big funny root. As you can see, there is no more roots in here. It's only that big one. So I don't know what's it doing, why it has only that one root. But as long as it's healthy and it's growing this leaf, and the leaf is oddly facing upwards, but it's as big as the older ones, which I'm really happy about. So I'm taking good care of it, I guess. So this is the spots, and the redness is due to the highlight situation where it is, and of course this is the red spots, so it might have anthocyanin or what it's called. But yeah, these are the 3 Vandas which I have had. And there's the photobombing crinkle aid. Sorry about that. So yeah, sorry, I'm losing my voice. So I'm going to show you this one. So this is the newest one. I'm not like yet calculating it as part of these other Vandas. It's the tricolor and variety suavis. So it's the tricolor. I think the suavis meant something, I cannot remember what, but this is the newest Vanda I have, and I think I'm going to keep it around the same kind of temperature and care as the Rhynchostylis, because it's from Laos and that to Bali. Yeah, and this was the Rolke seedling. So these were all the Vandacious orchids I have, and yeah, I'm just learning by doing, not yet. I'm hoping to get this looking better later on, and now that the sun isn't that harsh, this one has better coloration. It was almost yellow at one point, but because this is used to that sort of elements, and it actually started growing these new leaves and all when it was outside and getting that full sun. So I just left it there because it doesn't look like it's burnt, it's just dehydrated. So I'm hoping to be able to actually hydrate it better. Yeah. So let's see. I might look at this later on next year, maybe after next summer. So let's see how they have bounced back. If you want to follow my orchids like almost daily basis or weekly basis, I have an Instagram account. It's the Tropical Plants Finland. So I'm posting there every now and then some little like updates and all that sort of things. So I don't have that much time all the time posting on YouTube, so this is like the best way to actually get like this little notification how something is doing and if I have been succeeding with something or not succeeding. So you'll find it all there. Yeah, but I think that was it. Wow, 3 plants and almost 4, and I got like 20 minutes out of this. Oh my gosh, I think this would be 1.5 hours if I would be like explaining more. If I would have like double of the amount of this. Yeah, but thanks for watching and see you next time. Oh, and if you're seeing this same shirt next time, it's just because I have been like videoing more than just one per day, so that's why you see like between 1 week. I'm going to be really busy on September. I just want to have these done and have you something once per week at least to show. And of course I'm trying to keep up with the seedling things, but if I'm missing some week, I'm really sorry, but I have so many things to do on September, so I do apologize in advance, and hopefully I'm able to keep up at least once a week. But until the next time, bye bye.